Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, I have my co-host, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
And we have
Hi.
my co-host, Barbara. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody. Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
Now,
Sure.
our guest today is our psychic Karen Page, and apparently we decided to do a show on manifesting. I thought that was interesting because in a lot of ways I feel like a lot of the stuff that's happened with me on the show has been manifested.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because, it's sort of like, it's sort of funny because I knew, like, as I got to know Kelly, that the relationship, when I first met her, that we were going to be working more and more together in my mind. When, she would do my chakras and, I was thinking about, like, yeah, she's going to, it's like, okay, it kept turning into okay, can we do this next week?
That's so great. Did you know you were manifesting, or did you just think, oh, I'm thinking about it, or did you know back then you were really manifesting? Were you doing it on purpose?
I wanted the show to be a team, to be a bunch of people working together, but I didn't realize it until I met Kelly that it was important that they loved it, that they really had the passion for it, that they were bit by the bug. I mean, it's like Kelly, it's like I wake up in the morning, and then there'll be either a text from Kelly or a text from you that says, do we have a leak tonight?
Yeah.
Tonight's leak.
And you just knew, you're like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. And there she was, Kelly, and she's perfect for it.
Right.
I mean, that is a perfect example of manifesting.
Both of you are, though.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you have to
like
remember that yours.
Show, Kelly?
What?
Do you feel like you
it's like
manifested the show,
everybody's
Kelly?
talking and I heard my name. What?
I'm sorry. Do you feel like you manifested the show, Kelly?
Not until you asked me on it, and then it felt like I was manifesting being on it again.
But another thing about it was that I used to take this parapsychology class, and what happened was that I told him about psychics that I've talked to, and he goes, wow, that's interesting. You talk to psychics on the internet. Well, the parapsychology professor had passed away. But It's sort of funny because if he were around right now, this show would be exactly what he would be researching the show. He would be like sitting around here saying this is because of psychics talking to each other on the internet. This is exactly what this is.
That's right.
It's sort of but one of the things I like about it is I think Kelly's never really seen kind of a community like this before. And, I think that was one of the reasons I think she really liked it. I mean, you said that one time with Kelly that it was the openness. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, I had an online community that was kind of like every religion and belief system under the sun, but it wasn't anything where I could talk with everybody.
That was like a dinner party at my house. name a dinner party at my house. That's what it looks like, Kelly.
Yeah, and it was funny because the forum that I had been on kind of dissipated, and then a lot of my friends.
Interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends went over to Facebook, but it wasn't quite the same because we weren't on at the same time. And then it was like this happened, and I've been longing for something like this. And this is on like a very deep level, very deep friendship, very much like, this is our chosen family, all of us.
Yep.
And yeah, and this is like beyond, anything I had dared imagine, because this is exactly what I was hoping for and wanted. So
wow, so you manifested it. thinking
now,
about it, right, Karen? Because Karen, she used to teach manifesting. So
yep, I sure did.
Right.
So we are
Karen.
manifesting things that we are passionate about, but what about if we are trying to form our lives with our passion? How do we really manifest success but specific?
Oh, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, yeah. I want to. Okay, that's all I need to know. We're gonna get to that because I find it.
Oh, we're definitely gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Awesome.
That's funny because I just had that conversation this afternoon. The difference between what people think they want, okay, and what they really want. And sometimes what we think we want comes along to teach us exactly what we don't want in our lives.
Oh.
And it's when we can get there's not a delicate way to say it, but everybody has an ego, okay? But it's when we can get our ego out of the way and not be the 4-year-old stomping our foot because we couldn't go out to the ice cream truck, you know?
Or you
But
could eat
why?
ice cream.
Oh.
Right, exactly. And
Is
it's
it kind
always...
of be careful
Go ahead.
what you wish for? Be careful what you wish for kind of thing?
Well, it's funny. I was saying that when we were looking for an apartment, I found one that I really loved, and the manager was lovely, but the owner would not rent to me because I'm a psychic. I burst out laughing, and I thought, and the manager called me. She was so sweet. She said, I don't even know how to. I couldn't believe it. He won't rent to you. And I said, his loss. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm a wonderful tenant. I bother nobody. I'm very quiet. And, his loss. Good luck. And I know
crazy,
that this happened for a reason. She said, you're not upset?
No.
And I said, no, I'm not, because I know that there's a reason for this. So hold on one second, Jonathan. 1 second,
Sorry.
okay? That's okay. Well, we keep looking, and at the end of the day, we find I sat down, and in writing, I wrote out exactly what we were looking for. About 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from the girl that was the manager of the building, and she said to me, Karen, I am so grateful you did not rent that apartment. And I said, what happened? The people that he had rented them to, a taupe suit couple, people that, yes, they rented, he was a lawyer, the man that owned the building, and he rented to this very nice couple, a little, taupe suits. And the night they moved in, the husband had gone to bed, and the wife went into the restroom to do her toilette to get ready to go to bed. And all of a sudden, she sits on the commode, and it breaks. All the plumbing breaks through the wall.
Oh, wow.
Comes out, floods the entire building. Okay. Not just their floor, but cars down into the garage. And I went, boy, God didn't know exactly what he was doing.
That is so awesome.
Is that
I like that she called you, though, to tell you. She had to tell you. I love that.
Isn't that nice? I mean, because she said, I really wanted you in the building. And I said, I would have loved it, but God had another plan. and the last thing I wanted was that.
I wanted to tell you, you were earlier saying that we all are manifesting ourselves, right? Is that what you're saying? Did you say earlier that we were all manifesting, Karen?
What do you mean?
Well, I thought
the
you
things
said earlier
no, wait. But there's a way of actually doing it, and that that comes when you have clarity about exactly what you don't want in your life. because there's a difference between saying I want somebody nice say it's relationship oriented, or somebody that doesn't like their job and wants to change jobs but isn't willing to do anything about that. We don't know anybody like that, do we, Kelly?
Oh gosh, no. No. Yeah.
And it goes back to I can tell people how to do it, but I can't make them do it. Because a big part of manifesting that people don't realize is pure intention. It's not saying, I want world peace, and how's that working out? I just don't have the power to bring about world peace. If they'd give me 5 minutes, we could probably make something happen there.
Yes.
But everybody, it goes back to the ego issue. When we can get out of our own way, instead of being attached to a bad, destructive or painful relationship, a horrible job situation where you are not appreciated and not paid enough for anybody to ever treat you like that, or you're living in a place that, boy, I got to get out of here, until you know exactly what you will not give permission to in your life, you're not going to learn how to you're not going to give yourself permission to stop putting up with it either.
Should we write this down? Should we really start thinking about all these things?
Well, I'm going to get to that too.
Okay. I'm so excited to do it, Karen. That's all.
What, honey?
I'm just so excited to try it. Exactly how you're going to. I'm excited to do it. That's all.
When people realize that and you get it, it becomes a part of who you are. And when you have clarity on what you really truly want and what your intentions are for that and why, then it becomes second nature. Because and when you want to be happy, why wouldn't you do that? Why the heck would you hang on to something that it continues to be emotionally upsetting or harmful to your life, or pick one?
Right.
And so learning to manifest is about really setting your intentions clearly inside of you, okay? It's I always say I have a short list of deal breakers, and those are the things that because of painful life circumstance I learned. And I realized the only way I was going to change that was to make those things absolute in my life. They are absolutely not welcome in my life in any way. And I'm going to tell you now, Barbara, how to do manifestation. When a person is clear about what they want, and I'm not talking about, if I said I wanted to be an astronaut, everybody would be laughing, because that's not even remotely realistic, okay? So it's talking about manifesting things that are realistic in your life, okay? If it's about a job, it's about qualifications, it's about pay, it's about appreciation and respect. Those are main elements in manifesting a new job, okay? You sit down with, this cannot be done on a word processor. It has to be done with a pen and I usually say the legal pads with the lines on them. And you date it at the top of whatever current date it is. And you sit down and you number it like it's a shopping list, okay? And if it's about a job, the first one is, I love my job. I am appreciated. I am respected. I am well paid. Okay, or I am well compensated. Okay.
Okay. So you really write it down like you already have it.
Like you already have it, not like it's sometime in the future, because that's where it's going to stay.
Oh, wow.
It is in the now.
Mhm.
And as
actually,
if it already is in your life.
This is what I've heard, that you're supposed to think, but writing it down too is so important.
Oh no! Well, wait. There's more. You go down the list. If you, it is in a wonderful. I love the location of my new job. Do you know what I mean? If that's important to you to be in the community that you're in, or at least within driving distance, not meaning 2.5 hours away, okay? Where you have to be on the freeway every day, you know?
Right.
And that you are respected, you love the team you work with, everybody is wonderful. The job is a pleasure. The atmosphere is great. Do you know what I mean? Those kinds
very
of
detailed.
things. Yes. And my boss loves me. Management is wonderful at this company, at my new job. You know, those are the things that you put down. Because why in the world would you want to work with another group of jerks? You know, if what you're dealing with is somebody that treats you like they want to throw you out the window. You know, why would you not want to change that? And if it's
very detailed.
What, Jonathan?
Well, I was going to say a good story about this sort of manifesting thing is Jim Carrey.
Oh yes,
you know that story.
I love him. Absolutely, I love that story.
You know the story, Kelly?
Me too.
You know the story, Kelly?
No.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Tell a story. Little story.
He was in Canada. Okay, he's Canadian, and he wanted to get paid. How much was it, Jonathan?
$1 million.
Okay, so he wrote out a check to himself. Okay, for $1 million. He was going to be hired to do a film. This was in his mind. This had not happened yet. He literally manifested it. And he wrote out a check to himself for $1 million for acting services. Okay? And the rest is kind of history, isn't it? That is an absolute true story. He has told it 100 times. And I just have such respect for him, and I adore him. I met him at the Palm one night. Huh?
They have that on Netflix. I just watched that documentary. Well, it was a little while ago, like a month ago, but they were featuring that.
Yep.
That documentary.
True story.
And he had a very good, interesting documentary, yes.
He's a very interesting guy because he did not come from a family that supported his dreams.
That's right.
Oh.
And so he was kind of on his own, you know? There wasn't, he didn't have a support system. He built one.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
that's such a perfect example, Jonathan. That's a really perfect example. Bless your heart.
Mhm. Very good.
Yeah. And if it is, Barbara, do you have any other questions, or Kelly or Jonathan, about manifesting something about work-related or career-related?
Just how often you go down that list? Is that every day or several times a day?
You read it every morning. That's why I was asking, is there anything else you want to know about that? Okay. You read it every morning when you get up. I don't care if it's when you're brushing your teeth. And you read it every night just before you go to bed.
Okay. And can it be several things? Like maybe somebody wants to get a job and maybe they want something else too. Can it be several?
Well, about the relationship, each one of the things needs to be separate because of the details.
Okay.
If it's about a job, if it's about a place to live, if it's about a personal relationship, each one of those things needs to be separate because of the details. And we don't want to confuse the universe. You know, it's like,
right.
So which one do they want first? You know? So
right.
each one needs to be clearly defined.
Oh,
And-
what do you do once it
prioritize.
happens?
What, sweetheart?
What do you do with your list once it happens?
Nothing. Fold it up and put it in a drawer, honey.
Oh, okay.
Or you could go and share with somebody else. You know, do something kind for someone because something wonderful has happened for you. And I don't care if it's buying them a bag of groceries. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So you don't have to like burn your list or
Nope,
whatever.
not
away.
at all. Nope, not at all, honey.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That isn't the criteria with this particular practice.
Oh, okay. That's
Yay!
cool.
And if it's work related, you read that. Okay, it's one sheet. It's pretty simple. You know, if it's about a personal relationship or it's about a health issue, it's interesting because I did this. I wrote a manifestation list to transform my health. And when I told you my doctor used to laugh at me when I would say to her, I'm healthier now than when I was 25. And when she did the entire series of blood tests on me, I said, I want everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? She did them, and she said, I want to do, when the results came back, she said, I want to do whatever you're doing. She said, I've never seen anything like this. And I have a health history which scare people to death, and I'm healthier now than when I was 25 years old. And I don't take drugs. I don't take pain medication. I don't take any of that stuff. I literally, and, you know, we all have genetic issues. I always say it's the gift that keeps on giving. But many of them I have worked through and healed. It's astonishing.
Wow.
So it's and the truth is the universe says, really, how much do you want that? And that's what writing a manifestation list is for. It's when your intentions, when your intentions match when you are very clear about what you want, then you can sit down and write it out. But until that is clear, you really can't, because you're cheating yourself and you're going to manifest something that isn't going to happen because your intentions don't match what you are writing. Do you know what I mean? And you are reinforcing every day.
Okay.
So because a lot of people, they are confused and they may not know what they want. So
that's
does
why
it help
I
them
said
if they
you
write
have to
what
be,
they don't want?
No, absolutely not.
Do not write.
Do not write
negative.
what you don't want, because then it's like, no, ever. It's like putting it in, it's like literally writing it in stone. Because when you write a manifestation list, it's not about negative things. It's because the universe isn't going to do that. We as human beings have free will. And that's usually part of our lesson plan that we come in with. you know. And when I
Mhm.
ask people, did you learn anything from it? You know, we all go through it. If this was so easy, what do we say? Everybody be doing it, you know. And the truth is, we come in here. Everybody has their own journey, and it is about lessons that we came in here to learn. Things that our soul needs to learn. And the only way we can do that sometimes, we're stubborn creatures as humans, is going through difficult periods in our life. Because when things are always easy, we don't learn much. We're stubborn. You know?
But if you do it right, it would be easy if you just.
It is definitely, absolutely, but every time I hear somebody saying, oh, when I was a child, it's like, how old are you now?
So
You know,
that
then it becomes our choice because we can change the perception of what is going on in our lives and the reality of our lives by recognizing that the reason, I'm sorry, we all know that grew up in the Leave It to Beaver household, and that they're more screwed up than everybody else because they never had to go through anything difficult to learn anything.
That's right.
They're spoiled. They've always been the popular kids. They've gotten everything they want, and they never emotionally really have to go through anything, or seldom. And I think that when anybody that grows up and has some, and it doesn't mean the entire childhood, but rough patches in our lives, I always wonder, we've all had our heart broken, okay? We've all lost people we loved in our life. Did we learn anything from those things? All of us have been disappointed and betrayed by people we thought were our friends. Yeah, did we learn anything from it?
Are you
and
taking
it
notes,
is
Kelly?
What?
I was asking Kelly if she was taking notes.
Mental notes. I'm not writing it down.
Okay. Go ahead.
It is something that is so critical to not be attached to your entire history, you know?
Yeah.
Because it keeps you frozen in time.
Oh yeah.
And we all know people that have done that and do that.
That's right.
And I can tell them till I turn green. I can't make them do what's going to make them happy.
Yeah.
That's why when people don't listen, I don't get upset because it's their life. And sometimes people get attached to the comfort level of knowing discomfort. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
saying we all know people that have been in terrible and abusive relationships. Okay? Why the heck do they stay there? Because it's used to-ness. It's what they know. They know what to expect. There's no surprises there. They don't have to change anything. Is more scary to them. Yes.
It's so scary. They're so afraid of it.
Well, you know what?
Does it matter? I mean, if they're happy just being very complacent like that.
Honey, I want you to step back and think about that. Do you think somebody that's having the crap beat out of them or being emotionally abused, men and women,
them.
you think they're really happy?
Not them, but just people who are just happy with just simple and maybe they kind of
No,
wish
I'm not.
We're
talking about two different things. I'm talking about deep down emotional happiness.
Yes.
and people that are willing to make change in their life and make room for happiness. You know, we didn't all come in going, "Hi, let's do the happy dance." You know, we learned that along the way.
Mhm.
So, it didn't mean it all came easy. We've all had emotional issues with people, and people hurt our feelings. People have been abusive to us. I mean, there's a laundry list, you know, of all of the negatives. And people, we all know people that stay in those toxic relationships, or if they finally get out of one, they'll pick somebody different face but same lesson until they get it.
Yep.
So it's about your intention. What is your true intention? There's a difference between somebody that's just, I know what to expect, and yeah, she or he's going to be awful, but oh well, I know how to deal with that. Why would anybody do that? But we all have known a lot of people that stay in toxic relationships.
It brings them so much low self-esteem. It's so hard for them to get out of that.
Well, it usually reinforces how they feel about themselves. That's part of the great sadness to me.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody deserves to be happy.
They sure do.
Why wouldn't they? And we have all known really lovely people that decide to be in a horrible relationship and stick around for the second show. It's like, what is that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And
major pattern.
Well, absolutely, because, or as I always say, feed that wolf, because it's the wolf they know.
Yeah.
And it's like when they want a guarantee, they can be guaranteed that will not change until their intentions change, until their commitment to truly be happy is authentic, and they do something about it.
And it will change, because manifestation, it works. It's
powerful. It absolutely does. Absolutely.
Yeah, it does.
And every time someone says, well, they apologized, they said they're never going to do it again. And I always look at them and say, they forgot the most important part of that sentence. And they'll look at me and say, what do you mean? And I'll say, until next time.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And we all know people that have been through this.
Yeah.
Some people grow up in that environment, and that is normal for them. But why would they recreate that? Because it's used to this. Rather than manifesting, changing their intentions, and giving themselves permission to truly be happy.
Yeah. Or there's the people that decide that they'd rather isolate themselves and be unhappy than to get out there and try again.
Oh, of course. I love the word never. The only problem is people don't hear God laughing. I don't know about you, but God's the only one that helps us learn what never means.
Yeah. Or, I mean, you and I both met somebody that pours themselves so much into their kids that nothing else matters for themselves. And they'll stick themselves in the worst job possible and not leave, and they will isolate themselves from any possible romance because, you know, they're saying they're putting their kids first, but the kids are noticing that they're not happy. And that's
well,
not
of course
good.
not, because they're never really available. They're feeding the negative. The parent is feeding the negative. And usually the first one that's telling somebody how much they've done for fill in the blank. For this person, that person, it's like, I'm sorry, really? Then don't do it. If it's not from the generosity of your heart, don't do it.
Yeah, instead of feeling obligated, but, you know, the person has allowed themselves to be beat down so much that they feel like they have to. You know, it's
well,
like,
and
pick
that's
yourself
when
up, learn to say no.
that's when you become conscious and you can actually change that pattern.
Mhm.
But you know that great sage George Carlin, you gotta wanna.
Yeah.
And it needs to be intentional, not just the words.
Yeah.
Because you can write out your manifestations and keep saying them, but if inside you really don't mean it, why are you doing that?
Yeah, or if you don't feel you're worthy, then that's not going to happen.
Bingo. And if it's not what you really want, if what you want is sameness, I'm talking about authentically, if that is what your true wish is. We know lots of people that have been in absolutely horrible marriages, and they don't even forget about loving each other. They don't even like each other anymore, and they'll tell you they're staying for the kids. Do they think the kids don't get how unhappy they are? Only that's the pattern. Thank you. And that's the pattern that the children are going to grow up to follow.
Yes, and I've dated some of those. It's you can
honey,
see it writing on the wall.
They walk among us. They look exactly like everybody else.
Yeah. Right?
And they can almost sound like, and usually they're very smart. And you wonder, why do you keep doing this? You know? What the heck are you doing that for? Didn't you learn anything? It goes back to that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's all about our life lessons. And people can cry and moan and constantly be the victim, but until you actually do something to change it, God kind of sits there twiddling his thumbs going, okay, I got other things to do. You know, I'm busy. When you're ready, let me know, and you really mean it, and we'll take care of it.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. And manifesting is a very direct line to bringing what your true intentions are into your life.
Yeah, and
much
I've
more
known
quickly,
people,
by the way.
Yeah, and I know people, and we were talking to one who was like, I'm a horrible friend, I'm a horrible this, I'm a horrible daughter, I'm a horrible that.
Oh,
well,
dear.
you keep telling yourself that.
And
then
keep reinforcing that. Yeah, good luck with
Right.
that.
And it's also a way of fishing for attention. If you're telling another person that, then,
of course.
you know, so, but it's like, but it's, you know, like you're saying, you know, it's a way of reinforcing negative things coming.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
when somebody says, I will not allow that in my life. God always sends us tests. So there's always going to be either one more situation at your job or one more short relationship, potentially short, that is the carbon copy of the one you supposedly are never going to allow in your life again. To test us, have you really learned it? And it doesn't mean everybody needs to get boxing gloves and go, or go have a great duel with whoever it is that has been on their short list of no, that doesn't work for me. Never means never. It doesn't mean, just one more time.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I think, wow, come on, kids. We can do this.
Mhm.
And it's learning. It's funny when people are always surprised when I say, I'm done. It's, because those are words that don't usually come out of my mouth because I'm a very tolerant person and I'm really quite patient. And it is, but when I say I'm done, people look at me and say, did you say you're done? They look at me like I broke into speaking Martian or something. They've never heard that from me. And I go, yeah, I have a long fuse. And then I'm just done.
Those are the 2-word kiss of death right there. You never want to hear from you.
No. And I'm very clear about it because when you don't say things you don't, when you're not a person that says things they don't mean, why in the world would I do that? I want no drama in my life. And I revere the truth.
Yeah.
And when you write your manifestation list, you be brutally honest what you want. Don't go, I can't ask for that. That's too much. Why not? Aren't you worth it? And I'm not talking about I'm going to I don't know what. I'm going to get a job at the supermarket to bag groceries, and I want them to pay me $150,000 a year. That is a recipe for failure because I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that's not what's going to happen ever. And you're setting yourself up for failure. So your intentions are really not for that, not to make any changes. See, and what do I say, Kelly, Barbara, Jonathan? You've all heard me say, would you rather be right or happy?
Happy.
Yeah, no kidding. And happy doesn't always mean it comes through the door we think it's going to.
Yeah.
It's when you are very clear and your intentions match that clarity. Sit down, write it out like a shopping list. Put it out to the universe.
Easier.
Oh, you have no
next
idea.
one.
Everything opens up, and the right people, the right circumstance, the right everything are brought into your life, or you are led to them.
Do you add the meditation to that every day?
Well, I meditate every night like a religion anyway, so that's kind of.
But so that helps.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I don't
out
care.
The mind of negative.
Well, I don't have any of that anyway, but I don't care if people meditate for 5 minutes or an hour. Do it for yourself and make it a habit when you I don't care if it's when you wake up in the morning, start your day with it, or when you put your head on the pillow and go to sleep at night. Whatever time that is. Take 5 minutes and do that.
That's cool.
You'll be amazed at how peaceful your life becomes.
Mhm.
It's really, it's astonishing.
So let's say you did a health list would you do it on just one health aspect, or can you list different
No.
health aspects on one list?
Of course.
Oh,
Of
okay.
course. Absolutely, because it's the same body.
Oh, okay.
Those
Okay.
clearing up those issues are absolutely they're all in the same, we don't all have one, it's not like we have you're trying to manifest good health because you have a little owie on your finger, but that finger is attached to your body. I genetically, when I was a kid, I always had like the craziest high cholesterol up until about 20 years ago. And I changed my life in 1,000 different ways. And for the first time, my cholesterol is low normal.
Wow.
But I'm talking about it came from 363
Whoa.
to low normal with no medication here.
Wow.
Right. So how much do you mean it?
Yeah.
That's
like,
the
you
question.
Can't make this stuff up.
No.
Yeah.
I am walking, talking, living proof.
Yeah.
And how many, we all know people that say, I'm never doing that. Well, never takes about 6 minutes for them, and they're back doing the same exact thing.
Right?
And I think to myself, so never didn't really mean you didn't really mean it.
Yeah.
Never was next Tuesday. I get it. Okay.
Right?
And it's,
yeah.
it's, you don't say never until you really mean it.
That's true. That's very true.
Important. Because the universe kind of goes, okay, well, I can't do anything because I'm not sure what they mean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And when you really mean it, the universe will send you one test. And if you back up on that never, okay, then you have to pretty much start all over again.
Oh, okay.
Because you're recreating the same thing that you said, I'm never doing this again.
Oh, my goodness.
So the universe goes, well, which one is it? Obviously, they didn't mean never,
Oh, so you're square one.
Yeah, until you really learn it. Once you get the lesson, it goes bye-bye, and you really never have to deal with it again.
Oh, good.
So you don't make commitments to things that you don't mean. And that means ever.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Honey, it becomes second nature. And when people say, I want to be happy, what does that mean to them? What does happy look like through their eyes?
Yeah, if it looks impossible, then it will be impossible.
Well, if their expectation is to recreate exactly the same situation that they were living before, why would anything change?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they know
yeah.
how. Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's like so you didn't really mean never. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the the universe has a whole bunch of us to take care of, so when we really mean it, that's when you sit down and you write your manifestation list. And boy,
Yeah.
I got it when it's clear and you mean it.
Yeah, and that I've seen other people, I've seen myself, with the ego in the way and the, well, I can't do this because, or this other
there's a
person
million
did such and
excuses.
such. Yeah, and it's like, it's the more, the older I get, the more, I really sit down with myself, the more meditation I do, the more shows we do, the more, knowledge I
Clarity.
get, the more. Yeah, and then it's like, well,
got it.
I can, and I can see it in other people, and I just want to say something, but I don't, because I realize, okay, that's their stuff. They have to see it for themselves,
Their
because
journey.
I can point it out till I'm blue in the face, and it's not going to make any difference.
Absolutely true, sweetheart. Absolutely true. Well, you've seen people say to me, argue when I tell them, and I say to them, when you're really ready, you will do it. And as I always told my mom on my headstone, they'll put, wait, you'll see.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not interested in arguing with people that are very attached to being unhappy.
Yeah.
And that word in the Karen Page dictionary, used to-ness.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Merriam-Webster just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
Said, Karen, there is no such word as used to-ness. There isn't?
Right. And I used to be one of those people that was upset and, depressed and all that, and, was fixated on, well, this happened and that happened, and I can't possibly this or that, and now it's like, I can step back and look and be like, okay, well, and I'm doing this now, and
not interested in doing the other anymore.
Right.
And the difference is you mean it.
Yes.
That's the difference. Because
well, what
when
helped
you
you
do
change that, Kelly?
Well, a lot of it was the show and being able to talk to Karen and being able to step back and look and do meditation and, just kind of sometimes just look at my life like an outside observer and without my ego and just be able to look at it and be like, oh, okay, without the emotions attached, like
so important.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. It's sort of funny because if you really, really want to see Kelly upset, tell her due to technical problems we can't do a show tonight. I mean, she will, she will basically act. She'll act like you just walked in on her when she was taking a bath and you just threw a toaster in the hot tub. I mean, she will.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yikes.
Oh.
I mean, it's like.
Well, we don't want that happening.
Right.
Very funny.
Yeah. It's like, Plug Talk Radio. Ah. Yeah.
No show tonight. No, there has to be.
Whoa.
I need it.
Yeah.
I want it.
Very funny. That is funny. No.
Yeah. I need it for my
It's
centering and my
funny.
grounding. And it's like,
It's sort of funny,
well, I mean,
it's very possible
Not
that when we
kind
do
of-
the photo shoot, we may be on the airplane when we would normally do a show. So it's going to be interesting when that happens. I can just see Kelly sitting on the plane, with she'll be wearing her shirt, obviously, Like, say she's on the plane when she's supposed to be the show, she'll be wearing her shirt. And then she'll be sitting to the person next to her. She'll be saying, we should normally be doing a show right now.
Very
Well,
funny.
You want to hear about
Sure,
the show,
but I
and
don't
then
get
you're going to tell them
emails
all
about-
about the show. And then at the end of the flight, they're going to walk away going, yeah, I've been spending the she'll be talking about for 2 hours. And then she'll... So anyway,
Yeah.
so Donnie said the words, co-host Kelly. And then
That's hilarious.
Otherwise, I'll be getting more spam in my email account for mail enhancement.
Oh.
I do. I mean, when I wear this shirt, I start getting spam for, because it's like Life, Laughter, Happiness Show, contact, us at, my email, and then it's like we get all kinds of lovely spam. And it's like, thanks. Yeah, I don't have a reason for that, but
We need a
I don't
spam
even-
Well, that's
detector.
true. That's true. You don't have a reason
Yeah.
for meal enhancement,
Yeah.
and I don't have a reason for tampons. So you know how I feel.
right, yeah.
I mean, it's
Now
then
you
he gets
tell
the
us,
call for
Jonathan.
Wow.
He has his
Wow.
phone number on my shirt, so he gets the calls for the hot redheads and the hot blonde, and yeah.
Yes. That's true. I've been getting text. I got text messages at one time that says, "Are you the hot blonde?" I'm like, "No, I'm not the hot blonde." But I saw your
Yeah,
picture of
I
you
get
laying
calls for-
in
I
like
get
a in
emails
a slow
about
in a sexy dress. Are you the hot blonde? I'm like, "No."
That's
Are you
hilarious.
Barbara?
Those
No,
are the
I'm
ones
not
you
Barbara.
call back and say, "Hi, this is Jonathan, the hot blonde from the show."
Yeah.
Hey, take that email off the shirt. And when have you guys
Oh.
last worn this shirt?
Oh, it was a while ago, so I'm starting to have them dwindle down, but I still get the adult ones where it's like, come join me, blah, blah, blah. No, thank you. We're not that kind of show. So I usually leave. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
It's like, wow, what kind of show do they think we are?
Yeah, Life, Laughter, Happiness is not a pseudonym for something else.
No.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief.
Right. Yeah, we don't
Right.
quite do a show about everything. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
That was good.
We do it in
Call
an
in delivery.
appropriate We do it in an appropriate
right.
fashion,
Yeah, we don't need to change our rating.
No.
That's what Rachel's on.
That's hilarious.
That's when Rachel is on. We need to change our rating.
Oh,
Rachel Conley's
God.
on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or if we ever do have Ron Jeremy get his chakras done.
Oh, great.
I think
Yeah.
that might be the only thing he hasn't had done.
Right.
True. Mhm.
We're here through Thursday, folks.
Yeah.
Doesn't Ron Jeremy kind of look like? Doesn't Ron Jeremy look like Mario from the video game?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
he does.
hilarious. Maybe it was they were friends, the people that invented it, and said, "This is in honor of you."
He took
Well,
the
actually,
royalties.
that goes back to Donkey Kong. That goes back to
Oh.
Donkey Kong. So it would have to be. I mean, it's just sort of a. I mean, what's sort of funny is that there's this I've often wondered. There's lots of things about the Pac-Man was an interesting game. It was. I often wondered what would happen if somebody asked someone to spend $500 to make Pac-Man the movie, with basically just a bunch of little marshmallows laid down the ground in an old warehouse. Would they be able to do it? And then I would make the cast be Dustin Hoffman, Meryl Streep, Jack Nicholson.
Oh,
And,
that would be a cast.
and-
I'm sure they'd be lining up for it.
Yeah, and actually, Pac-Man would be Tom Hanks dressed up in an actual costume of him running around a maze screaming "Waka Waka Waka," and he would be picking up food that would still be in the can. So, you know, I just want to see how these character artists would do that. What?
Who's on the
What'd
can?
you say? No, they're still in the can. The food is still in the can, like from the grocery
Is
store.
that where they put it?
And then you know, and then like I mean, and then what would happen is that there would be little Energizers. They would be Twinkies. Okay, they would be actual Twinkies that they leave, and that's what I would think the plot of the movie would be. And
That's
the
so
funny thing is
innocent.
everything is so low budget, with the exception of the actor. Okay, and it just would make me wonder how intense would they go through would these actors go through in getting ready? I mean, are they really going to get together and say, okay, all right, here's the deal. You're inky, and I'm chasing you down.
Wow.
Funny.
You know, that is so innocent. I was picturing this to be about an eating disorder and drugs. You know, those power pills, and they turn into the, you know, the edible goat.
That's hilarious.
And the fruit, you know. Oh, wow. You know, I like your version. That would be fun for kids.
Baby.
Yeah,
That's
they're chasing
funny.
the fruit down the street, and which is all
my
really in
God.
their mind. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I mean,
That is hilarious.
But you know, it's sort of funny, Kelly. When you did that Community, you said that it was like the show. How would you feel it was like the show?
Community?
The
Well,
Facebook
yeah, you
community,
said-
I think he was talking about that you referred to.
You also said that you did a Community when you were in high school. That was similar to the show, right?
Well, yeah. I had started we had like activities and we had like extracurriculars, and I started social awareness, and it was a bunch of us, mostly art, you know, kids in art, and I was in all kinds of different extracurriculars and clubs, but this was Social Awareness Club, and we would raise awareness on different social issues. Like back then it was apartheid and different things like that. But we also went around and put posters up about recycling, and we ended up getting recycling in the cafeteria and in the school before, you know, they really implemented it. It was before that. So I was pretty proud about that. And a lot of people are like, social awareness, what's that? And then I would explain. And I don't think they really carried it on after I was gone, but it was a neat thing while it was there. So, you know,
I
we
love
planted
recycling.
trees.
I'm so into the
Me
recycling,
too.
Kelly. I'm so surprised that other people don't do it, and don't they care? It's going right back into the Mother Earth. Oh,
I know.
yeah, I
and a
love
lot
that.
of people don't
Being
even
from Seattle, all
throw
of my
it
friends did
away.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
when they don't see how it's impacted the oceans.
Right.
Wow. It's
That's so true.
pretty scary
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
All those cigarette
floating
butts all
islands
over the
of trash.
beach. It's full of
Everywhere.
plastic
Yeah.
everywhere.
Not just that, it's the plastic.
Yes,
Yeah.
my
You know,
dad taught
that's-
us to cut those that hold a 6-pack of soda, to cut those all up because those end up around the little ducks' necks and the geese. And he taught us that when we were so little, and we still do it to this day. You know, he taught us that, and it wasn't even that. Recycling wasn't even a big deal back then, but he would teach us, and we do it. I still do it.
God bless them.
I do, yeah.
Mhm. He cared about everything.
Being
He wouldn't let
forward
us
thinking.
litter anything. You cannot litter a candy
Oh,
wrapper.
absolutely. My mother used to would say, "You know better than that."
Yeah.
You know, and
I
it's like,
get it. Yeah.
yep. And now,
Yeah.
in many ways, it's wonderful to see kids that have become more conscious.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
they are.
it is
Priscilla takes up
wonderful.
people's litter. And I'm
Yeah.
like, where are you going? What are you doing? She comes back with litter to throw away. I just they are taught this in the schools a lot, I think,
It's
too.
wonderful.
I mean, from the parent and the school. Yeah, it's getting better. It really
Definitely.
is.
Definitely. Because
Yeah.
there
And
was
the kids
none of
have to
that
teach the
before.
parents. Kids are teaching the
What?
parents that now.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because, yeah, definitely.
Well, they're absolutely becoming more conscious, the parents and children. And that's a wonderful thing because it is one of the few things that everybody on the planet shares.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a part of all of our lives.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I
So we
still
can say
see-
something's getting better, something's improving. It's nice to be able to say that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, they're much more conscious now.
Right.
It's so funny. Every once in a while, someone will ask me, when did you decide to become a psychic? And I look at them and go, it wasn't my decision. I wanted to be a lawyer. It's not something you wake up one day and go, you know what? I think I'm going to be a psychic.
Yeah.
It chooses us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
And it's like, and it's also about becoming conscious. You know?
Yeah.
So it's, woohoo! Conscious is highly underrated.
Yeah. 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 It always, would upset me when I see people tossing stuff out their car window, just going down the highway or down the road, or people
I don't even understand that.
No.
Me neither.
People just flicking their cigarette butt whenever they felt like it, and it's like, what? Yeah,
I
never quite
know.
understood
Tons of them. Tons of those cigarette butts all on the beach in Santa Monica.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
don't see them down here though.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really clean.
it's like, get a can, you put it in there. You're not gonna start a fire,
That's right.
There you go.
Put it in a bag.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And people should care as much as their dog poop they put in a bag. They don't care about their cigarette. Just carry a bag if you smoke, a little plastic bag.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's against the law too, but they don't seem to care as much.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Well,
I
we're about out of
don't.
time.
We are.
But actually,
Well.
they might cut us off, but
Oh.
This has
Well,
been great.
I know what I want. It's so great. I'm going to start writing mine down tonight. And thank you, Karen.
Cool.
And remember,
thank you.
as if it is now, it already exists. That's the way it has to be written. Not sometime in the future. Not I want.
Okay. Not I want. I am enjoying and I love and right.
That's right.
Like we have it already. Yes. I love that.
Absolutely. I'm really glad you liked the show, Jonathan. That is so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Each day, do we change the date on the list?
No, honey. You leave it the original date.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You don't have to rewrite the list every day. You use the original list, and you read it once in the morning when you get up, and you read it at night just before you go to bed.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Right.
All right,
thank
you
you.
three cuties. I love you guys.
Night, everyone.
Love you too.
Good night.
Have a great night.
Good night.
You too.